Tyll Show. Bill Cosby is here in town. Bill Cosby will perform 10 miles from our studio. We will, you can be sure, making a lot of noise at that appearance. The media from all over the world will be there. I'm sure international media. It's his first performance, I believe. I haven't heard there was another one this week. So the whole media will be here just south of Satellite Beach. We're at WSBX and Satellite, just south of us, Melbourne. So we're all over it. We're going to be there. You're going to see us and the Ed Tyll 2 cents in this public debate when it comes to a head, live, in public, out in the open, transparently. The Ed Tyll Show, Starcom Radio Network, live in Satellite Beach, Florida, and just 10 miles away from where in 29 hours Bill Cosby will perform. Unless there's a change. Who knows? Maybe there could be. I doubt there's going to be a cancellation. No one was asking for a refund. No one was saying, I'm not going. There was no revolt among the highly paid ticket holders. $1.50 a ticket, $1.25 a ticket to see him. They're not in revolution over this.
Doesn't make any sense. He's Ed Tyll. Just a voice on the radio, sending out the truth to those who don't know. If you can't see your world out there, you better watch out. Ed Tyll will strip you bare. He's Ed Tyll.
And which he made for me. And the next thing I remember is being on his couch with him taking my clothes off and feeling very drugged and very hazy.
And so he took your clothes off and then he sexually assaulted you?
No, first I said to him, he was starting to, and I said, I have an infection. If you, I thought I was being clever. I said, if you have sex with me, your wife will know. She'll catch my infection. And he very quickly made me give him oral sex instead, which was horrible.
So, Joan, that was in 1969. And why, why have you waited so long to tell people about it?
Well, I was approached years ago by a tabloid who wanted to pay me money to give them my story, and it just wasn't the way to go. I just didn't know how to broadcast my story. Also, my parents were a lot younger, and I did not want them to know this.
And Joan,
my parents are now in their 90s, so yeah.
And Joan, why didn't you go to the authorities? Why didn't you go to the police?
Who was going to believe me? It's he said, she said. Bill Cosby is Mr. America. He's the perfect father. He's the perfect husband. His image is, clearer and whiter than the whitest snow. Who's going to believe me? They'd think I was out for something. I didn't think I'd be believed.
And in fact, Joan, there has been backlash now against your accusations and against the other accusers who have come forward this week. Whoopi Goldberg, a fellow comedian, talked about this just yesterday. Listen to what she had to say.
Perhaps the police might have believed it, or the hospital, where you go. Don't you do a kit when you say someone has raped you? Don't the police?
A rape kit is what it's called.
Isn't that the next step once you make an allegation? And one of the things that getting accused of a lot of stuff when you're famous does is it opens the door for everybody to come out and say, "And me too, boss," and me too. It's like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Yeah. So you have to really take a minute and follow Follow the evidence.
Basically, she's saying that maybe the police would have believed you.
However, I don't think there were such kits in 1969. If there were, I was 19. I didn't think of it. I didn't know about it. I didn't think about going to the hospital. Never crossed my mind. The only thing that crossed my mind is I wanted to get out of there and get home.
Yeah. Social media also is responding to these accusations against Bill Cosby. Let me read you some of the tweets that we have received. The first one says, "Nobody would believe them before. Cosby is such a nice guy. He wouldn't do such a thing." Second says, "They just want his money." The third says, "Leave this man alone. It's been tried and failed. He's an icon." That's all I have to say about that. What's your response to people who say that you're doing it because he's a celebrity, he's a target, you want money, those types of things?
Well, I don't know how I would get any money. And if I could, I would do these interviews with a bag over my head to be anonymous. And I don't want any money. If I wanted money, I would have spoken to the tabloids years ago who did offer me money. And there's nothing for me to gain. I just want to join forces with my sisters who have also been brave enough to admit this story. And I know he's an icon. I know it. It's like, but so was Bill Clinton.
And since there is nothing for you to gain, as you say, why do you want to speak publicly about it now?
Well, it's been on my mind since 1969, and I wanted to give more credibility to the women that have come before me. Those are the real courageous ones. I'm also hoping that perhaps more women will come out. I mean, I believe he was doing this from the time he was on I Spy, and I'm not sure whether he has stopped doing it. He's a serial rapist, and I don't believe serial anythings quit what they do. I think they do it until the day they die, until they can't do it anymore.
Bill Cosby was on NPR on a radio show this weekend, and he was asked about these accusations. Let me play for you that exchange.
This question gives me no pleasure, Mr. Cosby, but there have been serious allegations raised about you in recent days. You're shaking your head no. I'm in the news business. I have to ask the question. Do you have any response to those charges? Shaking your head no. There are people who love you who might like to hear from you about this. I want to give you the chance. All right.
Joan, how do you interpret his silence there when asked about it?
I think it's very wise on his part. I mean, he didn't want to be asked any further questions about it. And it was a very smart thing to do. And I think his lawyer's response was the response of a lawyer.
Hello, Bob Fryer from Fox 35 News, home of Central Florida's #1 10 o'clock news and #1 primetime network. Thank you for calling WOFL Fox 35, WRBW My 65, and WOGX Fox 51. To help you find the services that you need, please select from the following options. If you have a tip for the news desk, press 1. For the HR job hotline, please press 2. For the sales department,
Please wait. Fox 35.
Oh, hey, Fox 35. It's the Ed Tyll Show. I don't know if you remember it, but I've been around in Central Florida for a long time. I'm just curious, are you guys going to cover Cosby tomorrow, or is there any update about him in Melbourne? We're based in Brevard.
It's still on, as far as we know, and nothing's been canceled. And we will probably cover it.
I'm sure. Now, we're expecting a lot of people to turn out, and, we're a talk show, so we're kind of like, on both sides of the controversy thing. We're hearing media are coming from all over the world. This is the first gig, I think, since the controversy. Well, I was wondering if you maybe heard that. Okay. No problem. I just figured I would check in, but you guys will definitely be there. We'll be sure and say hi, and we appreciate it.
Sure, yeah. We'll probably be out there. I'm not sure exactly which crew we'll be sending right now, but...
Right on. That it is pretty amazing, right, that he's coming to Brevard.
I know. Well, it was on the books for a while, but yeah, it is strange that it's going to be in Melbourne.
And the whole world's going to be watching how we cover it. So, there's a little bit of wow factor. But I have to say, all of us, it goes so fast now. It's amazing it comes to a small area like Melbourne. Well, anyway, you're fun to talk to. Thanks for giving us a minute, and we'll see you out there.
Okay, thanks.
All right, bye. All right, see, that's the way you do media. Fox 35, all over it the right way. All right, let's see who else we got. We got Fox 35. Let's try Tony Pipitone over at 6. See what's going on over there. You got the list here? Thanks. Oh, whoa. He'll know, but we get him later. He can't do anything for us, but I can't wait to talk to Clive Thomas about this. He'll have a lot to say, I'm sure. He'll be all against Cosby, I think. I think he's going to throw him under the bus. Well, we'll see. Maybe not. All right. Media. Who else? Channel 35 we did. Where is... You should have in there... What's his name? Your buddy, the anchor, the big anchor fella. That's right. Greg Warmoth ought to be in there. And also your other fella, Bob Opsahl, ought to be in there. Now, let's see. Warmoth? I don't see Warmoth. Very nice. Who else should be in? We did Channel 35 is Fox. Where's your NBC affiliate, Wesh? You should have a Wesh guy in there. You guys are awful. How many times did I... here is a phone call to make. You see, if you know how to do the news business, it doesn't matter if you guys mess me up. I can still do stuff. Even when you mess me up, I can pivot, baby. Because I got the contacts, yo. I got the contacts. All right, here we go. Let's get this. This is the police department in Melbourne. They're going to have to know if there's going to be a crowd out there, and they're going to expect both sides, and the media is coming from all over. We've got to find out how to locate some out-of-town media. Let's see what we can find out.
You have reached the Melbourne Police Department. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Please note that our phone numbers, extensions, and menu options have changed. To request a police response or to report a crime, press 1. If you know the division, unit, or section you want, press 2. If you know your party's name, press 3 for a directory. To hear these options again, please press 0. For the records section and copies of reports, press 1. For the Criminal Investigations Division, press 2. For the Special Operations Unit, press 3. For the Property and Evidence section, press 4. For Police Administration, press 5. For the Training and Recruiting section, press 6. For the Purchasing Office, press 7. For Crime Prevention and Community Relations, press 8. For the Community Relations Coordinator, press 1. For the Community Service...
You have reached the mailbox of
Ken Jones.
Please leave your message after the tone.
I can't leave this guy. Run him around. Just trying to get to the media person. Who's a media person? I'm surprised they don't have a button that says for the media, hit this. How to get stories every time there's a crime or something. Don't they have the same extension? All right. I mean, we could check with Highway Patrol. I know her, but it's not a Highway Patrol story. It's a local story. All right, let's see. Brevard County Public Information. Maybe that'll help do a little better. All right. Let's try her out and see how she does. Kimberly. Oh, my God. Is that the same name? Shut the front door and get out in the hallway. You are kidding me. Yes, it is the same name. Look at this. Wow. Oh, no, it's different. Thank God. Okay, good. Two different people. All right. Bing. That's done. Thanked him. Now let's reach out to the new one. Public Information Officer, and get her 2 cents on what's going on here and how we can. Now, see, now they know that the show is doing something in there. See that? You always got to get the word out. All right, here we go. This is Brevard County, where Melbourne is. Public information. See what we can find out. Bill Cosby's coming to town. Look at it.
Hello?
Hi, Public Information Office?
No.
Oops.
This is emergency management.
Oh, okay. You know what? It must be an old phone number. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Is there a different number now for public information? It's a media call for the county.
Yes, that would be 321-690-6843.
One more time, 690.
6843.
Excellent. Sorry for the interruption. Thank you. Did anybody write that down? I didn't hear what she said. Ivy. All right. 690-8933. Is that what it was? Ivy. I'm so bad at this. All right. Watch. Get rid of that. 690-8933, she said. Close enough. And to get it wrong, somebody will correct us again. All right.
Sorry, the number you have reached is
Boom.
not in service.
Great.
Please check
Thanks.
the number
I'm sure I
and
got
dial
it wrong.
again.
Yeah, I'm sure. I should play back a tape of that phone call. What did she just say to me?
Why do you think for many years more journalists did not take your allegations seriously?
That is such a good question and not asked enough. I'm really glad we're going to touch on that because I think you touched on some of the issues in your opening. I think it's a little bit of all of that. I think that journalists feel that they do have an obligation to kind of take caution when they are reporting. I also think there's
caution, but maybe too much caution?
Yes, I would say too much caution. The fact that he has a show coming out perhaps this summer, in my opinion, is a little bit on the irresponsible side of a network to be endorsing.
So you think NBC needs to back away from the program they're developing?
I think they need to take a good hard look at what is important to them. And with the allegations, it's not that it's just me. There's 13 of us on record that we're going to testify in a court of law. There are others. It is a big deal. What happens is victims don't come out. They don't talk. They're ashamed. They're embarrassed. They're scared. They're intimidated. They're pushed into darkness and shame and fear by the perpetrator, especially when we're dealing with someone like Bill Cosby, who has this reputation of being the straight, wonderful, awesome, honest, loving, wise dad figure that everybody wants to snuggle up with. My dad, my dad, my dad. The media, I wish that there were more gutsy journalists.
Good morning, Brevard County.
Oh, hi, good morning. It's the Ed Tyll Show. I was trying to reach the media office, and in specific, it was to follow up on tomorrow's Bill Cosby thing at the King Center.
Okay, they told you to call here?
Well, she did give me this number, but I had a feeling it wasn't the right one when you answered. Is there a direct to the media office or public information?
Hang on. Let me see if Don Walker can help you. Hang on.
Great. Thanks.
Very pleased that this has come out this harsh, this
heavy. Are you out to get him?
Oh, I am not out to get him anymore. And I will say, this is not about me being a victim. I'm a victim's advocate. Back then, it was about fear, darkness, shame. The people that I did tell didn't believe me, did nothing about it, and it made me feel...
Ed Tyll. Come on, everybody. Ed Tyll. Ed Tyll. Come on, everybody now. Ed Tyll. Come on, everybody now. Ed Tyll Show. Come on, everybody to the Ed Tyll Show. Come on, everybody now. Ed Tyll. You may not like what he has to say, but he'll say it anyway. He's Ed Tyll. Ed Tyll Show. He's the baddest cat around. Nobody gonna put him down. Come on, say it for me, people.
Hi, is it Don Walker? Hi, it's Ed Tyll for Don Walker. Hello?
Yeah, you're trying to reach Don?
I am. I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay, yeah, he is out of the office at the moment. He'll be in a little bit later. Can I take a message? Or,
Sure. Would you? It's Ed Tyll, Tyll, radio host.
Ed Tyll, Tyll. Okay.
Cool. And I'm just checking with you guys, public information-wise, on Cosby's appearance tomorrow night. From all appearances, it's on. So we're figuring, not just us local media, but who knows, So I just figured I would ask ahead what's going to happen, what's the best way to do it tomorrow, and, just get a briefer on it. Nothing urgent.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if that's going to be, whether that'll be us or not, because he's at the King Center, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, so I'm not. This may be more of a college thing, but I will pass your message along to him and have him get in touch with you, and you all can sort that out.
That'd be awesome. All right, I appreciate the help.
And what station?
Oh, sure. It's WSBX Satellite Beach.
Okay, very good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, bye.
All right.
Great. All right, see? You know how cool that is? That's very cool. That's the right way to handle. I mean, usually it's a whole big Megillah. All right, so we got that, and who's next on the list here? Who else is going to know what the scooperino is? See, most people are not going to plan ahead. They're going to get in tomorrow and go, let's go cover it. Let's get all up. It's not the way to go. It's not the way you do. Not how they do. All right, so Ron Bell, and let's see, who else can we try? You want to call Celebrity Court? Why not? Give her, see if she's going to cover it. See if Liz Kelly is there. All right, let's see if Celebrity Court's got it. We could be, whoa, I didn't think about it. You know what? Let's call him. Oh, sure. Let's give him a heads up. I don't know if he can do anything with it, if he wants to do anything with it, but he could certainly give it to shows, couldn't he? Yeah, let's call him also. All right, good. First call this Celebrity Court lady. Maybe Kate Meehan, too. Kate Meehan's probably going to be interested in this. All right. Celebrity Court, Liz Kelly. And we should get a ring out of this right away. Look at that. Look at the computer doing its thing. Finally, technology's on our side. Oops. No good. So that's a dead number. Oh, no, wait a second. You want to bet it went in wrong? Can I see that? Show me that. Okay. Yeah. All right, well. No more for that one. All right, check that one off. Celebrity Court's probably adjourned, it seems like. Who else are you going to... That's noisy, dude. Can you... Thank you. All right, let's see. Boy, Al Martin. There's a phone call to make. See what Al's doing? Yep. He's got the sharpest tongue in town. Probably another one. These guys are going to hardly pick up in the daytime. Show business people. Think we'll get lucky? Maybe not.
Hello, we are not available now. Please leave your name and phone number.
All right. It's tough in the middle of the day, but I need to grab somebody who can help us a little bit on the inside of this. All right, so we covered that. All right. Right. I know we can talk to him, but he's not going to further the story. I want somebody who's going to... We could catch him later. Same thing there. I want to see who can do something for us right now while this is going on. I would call over there. You know that? What does he do? All right, tell me what he does first. All right, you tell me what he does. Maybe we'll call the Orlando Sentinel. Aish, can you believe it? All right, why not? What's the difference, right? It's a big story. Who cares who the hell you ask anymore? You got to find out if they... I'm sure they're going to cover it. You think they're not? They're going to cover it for sure. Hit it, baby. Come on, search it out. Let's go. What does he do? Oh, he's a crime reporter. He's not going to. Well, you know what? Why don't you call him and ask him exactly? Let's call him and ask him who's doing it, who's covering it. Maybe we can, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Copy that out, throw it in there, give the guy a call. Yeah, what do you got? Nothing to lose. He'll probably hang right up on you. Ed Tyll, you're a dick. This is Bill Cosby calling.
Thank you for calling the Orlando Sentinel. If you are calling about your newspaper delivery, please press 1. If you are calling regarding a display ad, please press 2. If you are calling to place a classified ad, please press 3. For the newsroom, please press 4. You have reached the Orlando Sentinel newsroom. Please choose from the following 4 options. If you have questions about your account or didn't receive your newspaper today, press 1 for circulation. If you would like to place an ad or paid obituary, press 2 for advertising. If you would like to speak to someone in the newsroom, press 3 for the News Research Center.
Orlando Sentinel newsroom.
Oh, hi, newsroom. It's Ed Tyll, the radio host. Hey, we're going to cover live tomorrow Bill Cosby in Melbourne, and I just wondered if you guys were going to give that coverage. Is there going to be...
Let me get you over to one of our editors. Hold on just one moment.
Sweet. Thank you.
To subscribe...
You've reached Mike Lafferty. I can't take your call right now, but feel free to leave a message. Thanks.
Please leave your message after the tone. When done, hang up or press the pound key.
Hey, Mike, it's Ed Tyll. I'm a radio host on a station here in Brevard County called WSBX in Satellite Beach. And as you know, Cosby's going to be at the King Center tomorrow night, and we're going to be down there covering it live. I just wondered what kind of coverage there was. I was hoping maybe to interview someone who had done some coverage leading up to it and get an angle from you guys. But either way, just wanted to touch base. My number you should see there, if you don't, it's 855-GET. TYLL. All right. Thanks a lot. That phone number is 855-43.
Thank you. Press 1 to accept this recording. Press 2 to listen to it. Press 3 to...
Hey, Mike, it's Ed Tyll. I'm a radio host on a station here in Brevard County called WSBX in Satellite Beach. And as you know, Cosby's going to be at the King Center tomorrow night, and we're going to be down there covering it live. I just wondered what kind of coverage there was. I was hoping maybe to interview someone who had done some coverage leading up to it and get an angle from you guys. But either way, just wanted to touch base. My number you should see there, if you don't, it's 855-GET. TYLL. All right. Thanks a lot. That phone number is 855-43.
Press 1 to accept this recording. Press 2 to listen to it. Press 3 to re-record your message. Press 0 to reach an operator. Your message has been saved.
All right. We'll see what happens. Try him back. What else can we do?
Why didn't I? Well, I tried. I told my agent one time. She did not believe me. A friend of mine in '89 took me to an attorney. He laughed me out of the office. At that point, nobody would believe me. He was Dr. Huxtable. He was America's dad. Everybody loved him. I loved him. I wanted him to be my dad. And nobody believed me. And I was so broken down at that point and had gone through so much of having my mind completely manipulated. When I got kicked out of New York City, they put me back to Denver with the clothes on my back. My things got locked in the apartment. I had to sue to get my things back.
Stacy. It's Ed Tyll.
Hey, Ed. How are you?
I'm terrific. It's such a pleasure to hear your voice. Could I borrow you just for a minute? I can't not ask you. This icon and this issue are tearing up all the media now. Everywhere you go, it's Cosby and it's two sides. And I said, you're a woman in show business forever. Not that you're not 25 and beautiful. You are. But you know what I mean. You've been around enough to know what this is like on both sides. Whoopi Goldberg said similar. She goes, there's two sides here in the entertainment industry. Now, you've been on the big screen, you've been in show business, and you know some of the folks that have been victimized, and you also know victims. We can't not. We've been around. How does this blush you from a distance?
I actually am quite disgusted, and I think everybody else feels the same way. I think he really abused his power, and I think there's something really twisted. First of all, somebody who's a celebrity like him has no problem getting women to want to sleep with him. So what the hell is he doing drugging these women and then taking advantage? God knows what he's doing. God knows what he was doing, that he had to drug them that they are unconscious and then wake up like that. They obviously, a lot of them were around him because they found him attractive, and they were, drawn to the power that he has as a famous person. So I don't know, something very twisted and dark, I think, was going on.
Well, you also know someone who was embroiled in controversy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So without, I never pry. I don't think good journalism is going through details. I think it really is understanding what happens. When you saw Woody Allen besieged, and then you see Cosby besieged, what do the sieges look like? Do they look like the forces of justice that are finally prevailing? Or do they look like, I don't know, as some people say, boy, it looks like it's a public crucifixion without cross-examination, without any, how does the public know?
Yeah.
So what's your take on that?
It's very hard for the public to know, and you have to listen to both sides. The problem is when Bill Cosby had the opportunity to speak on NPR, he chose not to. I think in a situation like this where you have not one, not two, not three, but you have 15 different accounts of basically the same story, you have to realize something is up. He was legendary. He really made such a mark on a certain generation, certainly people my age, that I can't imagine that these women are coming out just to destroy him. I think there must be a serious amount of truth behind all of these allegations. And as I said, it's many. It's not just one or two. It's not just he said, she said. With Woody and Mia and Suni and then Woody's daughter, all of that, there were only a few people, and each one had their own story. And this is a very different situation. Here you have 15 people claiming that he did something that's actually criminal behavior. Not that molesting a child isn't, but Woody did not do that, and I don't believe that he did that. And there's nobody else who could, except for Dylan. When all that happened, there's nobody except for Dylan, the person in the room with him. So it was a he said, she said. We have too many of these here. It's not just one or two. So I tend to believe that something very strange was going on. As I said, what surprises me is that he felt the need to drug these women because he could have already gotten them in bed. So I don't know what was going on. As I said, I think
it really is. Now he's also known, right? His reputation. He's a smart guy. He deprecates himself all the time, but he's not. But he's a very bright guy. So that also begs this question. Now, let me ask you the question that Don Lemon on CNN really pressed. isn't every attractive girl? I was looking over your credits, and I'm thinking about, gosh, you were around all these TV stars. You were in the movie Halloween 3. You've been on the big screen for a while. So you were the young gal in the room. You were the young hottie with a lot of legends walking around. You know, I don't mean that in a sexist way. I mean that flatteringly.
No.
You're a
Of course.
cutie pie. You're a
Take it as
cutie pie. You are a cutie pie. So you were there as a young cutie pie, and there were these hovering men, I'm sure, who would fit the image of the way Cosby is being portrayed. You know, leering predators. Aren't there moves for women that do, it's like a hockey game. You know, you see him coming at you, but you check him off, and he doesn't get what he wants. He doesn't get at your goodies. It's ugly, but there's a moment where a girl, so that's what they wondered about this. Could it really be Svengali? Is it really like he's got them in the hypnotism of fame that even when the one girl says it was disgusting being with him, that disgusting would go along? That there wouldn't be like what's your take on that? It could be a young woman is under Svengali-like hypnotism-like power. Is it like that?
I certainly hope nobody is that vulnerable and what's the word? I don't want to say stupid, but if you're in show business, you have to know a little bit more what's going on, and you have to have your ears and your eyes open. So nobody is hopefully going to be that blank a canvas that they're going to be hypnotized by some guy because he's successful. Now, certainly he can draw in like a magnet many more people than the average guy, just like these famous sports players. Same thing. Politicians, it's all the same. Power is an aphrodisiac for women. So, but when you listen to the account of the writer, this that he called the midget, this little the woman Tarshan, I think her name is,
right?
Something I can't remember.
Tarshish.
Right.
Yeah.
Tarshish. Excuse me. Thank you. And she wanted just to get her writing out there. She wanted to write a monologue with him, and this is the story is that they were going to go write a monologue together, and he started putting moves on her, and she was actually smart enough to come up with some excuse that he didn't buy, that she had some kind of venereal disease, and he's going to give it to his wife. The wife will find out. Very smart to say something like that. And what happens? He drugged her anyway. So.
See, that's what I'm saying, right? That's the part. That is the part where you get a little bit like, well, hold on. If you kept him out of downstairs, maybe you kept him out of upstairs too. I mean, so I see it really. This is, I guess, the lesson for us. I'm hearing, listening to you, is that this is the old lesson of the imbalance of power. This is not two people 50-50 in anything. If you're in his world, it's 80-20 his world all day. So you're coming from an 80-20 perspective.
Exactly. And you, as a female, you can't buy into that. You have to look at the person, not the celebrity. You have to see the man behind all that. The Wizard of Oz said, do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain, because he wanted everybody to see him as the wizard. Women need to look at the man behind the curtain of celebrity and do not get carried away with that, and do not go there just because. But it's very sad, because he was, as I said, a very big legend, and he may go down in history as being known as a rapist.
That's what I'm saying. Now, I feel that. I feel that now's already creeping in. You know something, what I love about technology and you is you're brilliant and beautiful, and everybody should see you all the time. Now, when you go to IMDb and put in Stacey Nelkin, not only do we see all your great stuff, but they have a button. I could watch Yellowbeard right now. I could watch you in Halloween right now with one click. I love that. Thank you for a great visit. It's always a pleasure. Well, we'll talk again soon.
Thanks for calling, Ed.
You bet. Bye-bye. Stacey Nelkin is the gal that Woody Allen wrote Manhattan about. The very beautiful Marielle Hemingway, who I had the very good pleasure of meeting, played the role on the screen, but Mariel Hemingway played the role of our guest, Stacey Nelkin. And of course, I always thank Mark Goldman because Mark is the one who introduced us, and Stacey's stayed a good friend of the show now for several years. All right, this is it. It's Bill Cosby in 28 hours from now. He'll be in town performing, unless there's a change. And if there is a change, we'll keep you posted on that. In the mean, let's see, who's he got? How to handle the holidays like a millionaire. Sweet. All right, we'll look at that later. Nice. This is what? We've delivered your order. Did I order anything? Oh, very nice. All right, good. That's done. All right, more.
He asked any further questions about it. And it was a very smart thing to do. And I think his lawyer's response was the response of a lawyer whose client is guilty.
His lawyer says, we're not going to dignify these allegations. They're old allegations, and we're not even going to dignify them with a response.
Exactly. The word, we're not going to dignify them with a response, I have found out in my life, my experience, is said by somebody who is guilty.
So, Joan, very quickly, where do you want to see this go? How does this end?
How it ends, if I had my druthers, people would believe it. They would not see him as Mr. Jello anymore, Mr. Huxtable, Mr. Nice Guy. They would realize that there is a compartment in this man that's very ill and needs to be helped. He needs treatment. He needs help. He needs to get well.
Joan Tarshis, we appreciate you coming on and sharing your story with us. Thanks for talking this morning.
Thank you.
Issues in your opening. I think it's a little bit of all of that. I think that journalists feel that they do have an obligation to kind of take caution when they are reporting. I also think there's
caution, but maybe too much caution?
Yes, I would say too much caution. The fact that he has a show coming out perhaps this summer, in my opinion, is a little bit on the irresponsible side of a network to be endorsing.
Do you think NBC needs to back away from the program they're developing?
I think they need to take a good hard look at what is important to them. And with the allegations, it's not that it's just me. There's 13 of us on record that we're going to testify in a court of law. There are others. It is a big deal. What happens is victims don't come out. They don't talk. They're ashamed. They're embarrassed. They're scared. They're intimidated. They're pushed into darkness and shame and fear by the perpetrator, especially when we're dealing with someone like Bill Cosby, who has this reputation of being the straight, wonderful, awesome, honest, loving, wise dad figure that everybody wants to snuggle up with. My dad, my dad, my dad. The media, I wish that there were more gutsy journalists to take that on, but I have to have some empathy for the journalists, because I think that sometimes there are situations when they feel their hands are tied.
Why is that? What have you heard from them?
Because I know that journalists don't want to make enemies. This is a small world in this industry, and to directly attack something like this can be a little bit hard. I don't agree with it, but I do believe that happens.
I would expect it to be more than a little bit hard. I think you're probably underestimating it.
Perhaps I am. I'm very, very pleased that this has come out this harsh, this heavy, this much so quickly. It's been...
I have to say, when I hear you say this harsh, this heavy, are you out to get him?
Oh, I am not out to get him anymore. And I will say, this is not about me being a victim. I'm a victim's advocate. Back then, it was about fear, darkness, shame. The people that I did tell didn't believe me, did nothing about it, and made me feel dirty and scared, and it was not a subject that you touched. When I went to an attorney in 1989, he...
Come on, everybody. It's you. Come on, everybody now.
Ed Tyll Show live with you. Starcom Radio Network, AM/FM stations across America and around the world. There you are. Do you know Rhyme Scheme? You're gonna know Rhyme Scheme. Artist and Showcase up next.
He's the baddest cat around. Nobody gonna put him down. Come on, say it for me, people.
Great program so far today. Embroiled in the controversy, it turns out Bill Cosby is coming to town to perform. We will be there live, broadcasting on Starcom, hopefully broadcasting with Ustream as well. We're going to get that live video hookup from Cosby's performance. It's his first scheduled performance since this week-long controversy getting worse every day. We'll continue to cover it. Stand by, Artist and Showcase.
Cause Ed Till strip you bad. Come on, everybody.
Here we go. Listen.
This is the Ed Till Show.
Yeah. Rhyme Scheme. Ed Till Show.
Rhyme Scheme. Get money, motherfucker, fame. Keep your third eye open, young, and watch the game. All my verses like crack.
Rhyme Scheme on the Ed Till Show with the radio edit. You notice you get them on iTunes.
Gang, this is more than just music.